There is little doubt that Jackson Holliday is a good baseball player, and he's got the stats to prove it. Holliday hit .311 with 2 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers, 6 RBIs, 6 runs, and 2 stolen bases over the course of 15 games in spring training in 2024. At just 20 years old, Holliday is already being considered a number 1 prospect, having already been the number 1 pick in the 2022 draft when he was signed to the Baltimore Orioles on a record $8 million contract. On paper, he is doing exceptionally well for a baseball player his age. So why is it that the Baltimore Orioles just recently demoted him? As of now, he's been sent to the minor leagues and will not be playing with the Orioles in the 2024 season. What caused this? It's definitely an odd move and one that people weren't expecting given his incredible stats in spring training. However, when you look more and more at the situation, you start to see a case for why the Baltimore Orioles sent Holliday down to the AAA level. So let's take a deep dive into the Jackson Holliday demotion, what led up to it, and what this means for the number 1 prospect's future. To start off, it's clear that Jackson Holliday already has impressive stats. Even in high school, it was clear that Holliday was going to the big leagues. Already a top prospect in his senior year, Holliday hit multiple home runs a game. In one instance, he hit 3 over the course of a single game, and 2 of those came in a single inning. You cannot deny this is an impressive feat, so impressive that it would catch the eye of MLB going into the 2022 draft. I have little doubt saying that Jackson Holliday is an objectively good baseball player, and he has the track record, both from high school and MLB training, to back it all up. After all, there has to be a reason the Orioles signed him with an over $8 million contract, setting a record for the largest value contract for a high school player in MLB history. However, it's clear that there are shortcomings that must be addressed if the Orioles want to continue with Holliday and give him that seat in the major leagues that he seemingly deserves. From what has been reported, one of the major shortcomings of Jackson Holliday's current performance is his inexperience against left-handed pitchers. The amount of left-handers in the MLB is at an all-time high. Currently, there's been an increase of 25% since 2000, with more than 330 left-handed pitchers playing. So it does make sense that the Orioles would want a player with a little more experience to account for the growing number of lefty pitching, especially if the Orioles plan on relying on the talent of Holliday when it does come time for him to play in an MLB season. If Jackson Holliday wants to be the best version of himself on the field, he's going to have to spend some time batting against lefties in the minors for a bit. Another area that Jackson Holliday needs to work on is defensive reps at second base. This was something that Holliday had minimal experience in prior to spring training, so it's not much of a surprise that he was lacking in this area when put to the test. This, combined with his lack of experience batting against left-handed pitchers, it's a little more clear why the young Holliday was demoted to the minor leagues, where he could hone his craft at the AAA level rather than diving straight into the bigs. It's like the phrase, lose the battle but win the war, where the Orioles management team wants to focus on developing Holliday in the minor leagues, seeing him as an asset that can increase maximum potential given time at the AAA level, something that he is currently lacking at this point in time. And that does make a lot of sense. Why would you put a player on the field that you don't think is ready to play at that level? But this line of argumentation is where skepticism and judgment come in further. Why would you sign a player that you feel isn't ready, especially with a contract that's a record $8 million? It's understandable why they would sign Holliday in the first place, as his stats have always reflected that of a number 1 prospect, even with his faults shown during spring training. But how come these weren't issues prior to signing the $8 million deal? In some ways, it feels like they were putting the cart before the horse, having a player commit to a team that doesn't feel like he's ready. Even so, it seems as if he is ready for the majors, which is something that even the Orioles manager Brandon Hyde has said. He has explicitly said that it's hard to say he doesn't look like a big leaguer, referring to Jackson Holliday after a 2-for-3 day during spring training. So which is it, Orioles? Is Jackson Holliday good enough to play for the Orioles, or is he not ready for the big leagues? Because it seems like they want to have their cake and eat it too by signing a player they aren't even going to use at this point in time when other teams probably could have signed him and would have actually used him. Holding Jackson Holliday's MLB debut for another season has also begun to frustrate fans, as it's clear he has a lot to show. Even spring training showed that much, again, despite his flaws. This has caused many to speculate about the business politics of the decision, many thinking that Holliday is the victim of service time manipulation. See, if an MLB player spends less than 171 days on a roster, a situation that Jackson Holliday is currently in, then it does not count as a year of service. This has many thinking that this is a manipulative strategy by the Orioles to hold on to Holliday for an extended period of time and draw out more time playing for the Orioles than intended in the contract. However, this should be taken with a significant grain of salt, as it mostly stems from fans irritated by the fact that such a young, talented prospect is being prevented from playing in the 2024 season and helping the Orioles pick up some playoff wins. However, this conspiracy about why they're holding Jackson Holliday back does raise further questions about the reasoning the management team gave for the decision. Holliday has had countless opportunities to fix these issues prior to spring training. Shouldn't the Orioles have considered that a major priority if this was going to be something that could prevent Holliday from competing in the 2024 season? It seems like a missed opportunity to fix these challenges before it got bad enough to demote a uniquely young yet talented player. I will say, regardless if this is all part of some big conspiracy to hold on to the star prospect for longer than contractually intended, this decision does seem like it's going to benefit Jackson Holliday immensely. The Orioles management team is partially right. Holliday does have a noticeable lack of minor league AAA experience that does reflect in how he's played during spring training. It is true that Holliday has much to improve on, especially his lack of experience against left-handed pitchers. However, there is one that benefits the least from this: the Orioles and their 2024 season. See, even when Jackson Holliday isn't at his peak, the best is certainly yet to come despite his already exceptional numbers for someone that young. He is still an asset that can be used in games during the 2024 season. Of course, it's important that Jackson Holliday can get lots of experience in the minor leagues, but wouldn't it be best for him to get that experience against the best? Holliday has a unique opportunity with the Orioles to train amongst the highest quality players, yet he has been demoted so that he can eventually get to that point. And the numbers are already there. Holliday has a great track record that holds a lot of merit when projecting his stats in future MLB seasons, so it seems like a missed opportunity to throw him into the deep end when it's very clear he could survive well enough. Plus, wouldn't the best experience come from playing against MLB players? It seems as if the Orioles wasted an opportunity to put in a young athlete with a serious amount of potential simply because he hadn't done a lot of time at the level beneath MLB and could improve there as well. But it's already set in stone. Jackson Holliday will be playing in the minors during the 2024 season, returning to the Orioles lineup when they feel he's ready to take on a challenge as great as playing at the MLB level. This decision will have an impact on Holliday and the Orioles, one benefiting significantly while the other might just suffer due to the absence of a player that has an incredible amount of potential and already shown he can walk the walk for the most part. What do you think? Was the Orioles' reassignment of Jackson Holliday a smart move so that the young athlete could improve his skills in a safe environment? Or do you think the Orioles shot themselves in the foot this season by removing a player who is very good but not perfect from the roster? I know we'll all be keeping a very close eye on Jackson Holliday this season, so be sure to subscribe. Do you think Jackson Holliday is ready for the bigs? Or are the Orioles making the right move by keeping him in the minors? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.